I can't feel anything. Why is it taking so long?
Oh, okay. But you know what, Lucy, before I get into all these things that I have to let these people know about, why don't you just do what you want to do?
Well, I need Robin here, so she
All
does
right.
it.
So,
I mean, she could hear it later. I don't have time for it. She's coming up.
Yeah, sure.
No big deal. All right, so, Joanne and Robin, you have lost Ms. Brown and Ms. Gloria Watkins off your committee. So now, at that moment, you had 6. Now, effective tomorrow, your new members that have been placed in your committee is Ron Greenberg and Mr. Love, because I can't pronounce his name. Lod. Mr. Blod is now on your committee, Robin, and Mr. Greenberg is on your committee, effective tomorrow. Because you have quorum tonight, once they get that in their box tomorrow. But again, any board member is more than welcome to speak and ask questions, and we encourage you. Ms. Weiss is gonna introduce herself with her co-chair, and then we'll move forward. That's all I had to say.
okay, my name is Joanne Weiss. I'm the chair. Robin is the co-chair. The committee, just so you know,
Oh, we're recording, you have to say it. Eddie should have said it, but
I thought he said it, but you need to.
did he?
say
I
it.
didn't hear him.
I don't see, oh, well, this is being recorded, so watch what you say, because the meeting can be foiled, so anything that you say is eligible to be handed out to other people. On that note, with this committee hasn't met all year. So I just have to make one thing perfectly clear. Anybody on the committee that has an issue and needs to get in contact with fire or PD is to reach out to me or Robin. There will be no direct contact with PD or fire. It goes from me or Robin. Is that clear?
Through me as well.
Hmm?
Through me, and I'll contact.
Well, you know, yeah, yeah, okay. That being said, it can go to Lucy.
As well, but
Right,
more
right.
directly to them because they were related to me.
Right, so that's with that. Well, now I have a couple of things that are coming up, which are not too good, but Mother's Day, May 11th, 8:30 to 5. There will be a bike race around Asher Levy Park. West Fifth Street will be closed from correct me if I'm wrong, from Surf Avenue to West, right, to Seabreeze Avenue, right, northbound. Westbound on West Fifth Street, southbound on West Fifth Street will be open. Westbound on Surf Avenue will be frozen. Eastbound will be 2 lanes. Because otherwise Brighton Beach would have gotten slaughtered and the west end of Coney Island never would have gotten out. So that stretch will be
Two ways,
two ways
right, one lane of traffic in each direction.
in each direction, okay? So that it's gonna be, and Seabreeze Avenue will be frozen. So anything around the park is frozen. They can come into Coney Island on Surf Avenue, cannot make a right onto West Fifth Street. They have to keep going. So that's one. The next one is the half marathon, and that's on May 18th. And I'm going to turn that over to you.
So, May 18th, the half marathon happens annually, right, every year. There will be street closures and, I think it should be opening up around 1300.
And what's 1 o'clock? Oh,
Right, oh, 1 o'clock, yeah, 1 PM. So, it's gonna be closed. But the runners go down Surf Avenue, Ocean Parkway to Surf Avenue. They go up onto the boardwalk on West 10th. But there should be street closures up until, it looks like Stillwell on the map now, but I'm just gonna, for the sake of, giving us some, it might be up to West 19th because they do utilize the parking lot.
No, it's what's.
Uh,
Another one. I like.
If the runners end over there, in their Molly Park. So, but I believe Stillwell will be.
You left it on the table.
It's just that, I need an updated map.
so that if it stops at Stillwell, none of the other north-south streets will be affected. Leading down to Surf Avenue, except for West Fifth Street.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
I mean, you can go down West Fifth Street up on something, you can't get onto Surf.
Right. Okay.
And the same, West 8th, you can't cross over, West 12th, you won't be able to cross over.
The only way to get over Ocean Parkway is to go down West Street, make a left, go up on the Belt Parkway and go over and come down. That's the only way, unless you want to dodge traffic, Jeff, and I think Jeff did that
No.
once and wouldn't want to do it,
If
didn't
you look
you?
on Twitter.
That dotted traffic getting across Ocean Parkway?
Street closures.
I've done it several years already.
Yeah, it's been.
I have to time myself, so I don't get,
Trapped.
trapped or.
Oh, you've been warned, just don't go out.
Or just-
And you remind me of the people that we say the hot dog contest is here and they all still say we can't get through the streets. You were warned.
Well,
Okay.
And the Mermaid Parade.
Thank you.
And the mermaid parade.
Yeah.
all right, the next thing, of course, we don't have anything yet for the Memorial Day weekend, which is like 2 weeks away.
Memorial Day weekend, not yet. We don't have anything definite. We do believe we're getting more than 100 police officers for the summer.
Wow.
So, that was confirmed today with the lieutenant. We don't have a definite number yet. It's either the 13th or sometime, next week. And, with that being said, for the preseason, the inspector, commanding officer of the 6O, Inspector Smirnoff, has dedicated 8 officers who are on a gator, who will be up and down on the boardwalk in the amusement area and into the west end a little bit. Conducting quality of life conditions. So they caught somebody who was smoking on the boardwalk. So drinking, smoking, anything, music playing that they're not supposed to. They're addressing all these conditions. And they do have Friday and Saturdays off. And that's because these officers, I know it sounds right, Friday, Saturdays, we need them on Fridays and Saturdays, but
Friday night's
because
fireworks.
they're very active, these officers. And that's only again for the preseason, when we wouldn't have had this. This is something that he's implemented.
So once season starts and fireworks starts Friday night,
There's gonna be regular, 100 officers.
okay.
And their days off will be Tuesday, Wednesday,
That's-
like always.
So when does season start?
Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, I mean, once they come to us, we're gonna put them out as soon as possible, but. The last couple of years, that's been on the Friday before, so. You know.
We're lucky we don't get them the night before.
Yeah,
So you think that we're gonna get 100 plus?
correct.
It's a great number.
Yeah, right, that's,
From about
that's,
It
the
is.
eighties, we were.
Right.
Yes,
At least
82.
20.
that's correct.
Very nice.
There's one thing I want to point out to 6-0 is that within the next 2 weekends, they're gonna have shuttle buses. I don't know if they work with you guys for the shuttle buses for the marathon. Because if they're not running on serve, then where are they running? Okay, I just letting you guys know that,
Okay, I'll
right?
speak to Richter,
Yeah,
right? Richter? Yeah.
Yeah, just let them know because.
I mean, the borough's in charge of the marathon, so they would be the ones.
Yeah, but this is.
I'll give a
just
courtesy call
inform
to make
us,
sure
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be a scary sight to
Those-
see them already bottled down just because of the marathon, but now. It's because of what do you call it, though, construction work on the train.
Okay,
yeah, but the shuttle buses, they park on Surf Avenue, but
Yeah,
they're,
but there's no Surf Avenue entrances in.
well, there will be.
No, they won't be, not during the
Oh,
marathon.
no, not to the
Yeah,
marathon, right.
see, now where do they go? Which, that's bigger headache, I don't know where.
They're gonna have to bring them down to Side Street somewhere.
Yeah, but all the sites will be congested already.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
that's a big.
Well, I'm sure it's in the system and DOT is aware of it.
And that means-
MTA.
MTA, but you know, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I'll reconfirm.
Yeah,
I'll call
reconfirm.
Richter.
You will, I'm sure you will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But thank you for pointing it out, Eddie.
Yeah, that is good.
And was there anything else that you wanted to bring to anybody's attention?
Does
Yeah, we're
anybody
done.
have any questions
We're
as
done.
far as,
By the way, these are community affairs officers,
Selfie.
Ray and Chris. I'm sorry.
Officer Ray Maria, whoever doesn't know me, 603 Community Affairs.
Officer Canizaro, Crime Prevention Officer.
So as I mentioned before, Joanne, come this way, guys, if you need a chair, there's 2 more spaces here. As I mentioned before, Joanne is the president of the 6-0 Precinct Community Council. And her side partner over there is Barbara, the first, is a vice president, all these titles, oh my God. And Jeff and I are just, sidelines on that, for a little while. Joanne's meeting, the meeting for the council is usually when?
The third Tuesday of the month.
Third Tuesday of the month. Please sign up if you, and it will be at 6-0 Community Council at
60
gmail.com.
6-0 Precinct Community Council.
All spelled out.
Yeah.
If you know, if you don't, I mean, you can sign up by sending them an email and then you'll be on their list and you'll be able to get the notices. And I encourage everyone to go. These are of a lot of our new board members. So if anyone wants to just raise their hand and just say their names, we'll be happy. So that way people know who's who. And as I mentioned, Ron Greenberg and Vala is a new members of the Public Safety Committee. Okay, so maybe you guys want to just raise your hand quickly and say hello, your name, and these are new members so we could make the face together.
Hello, I'm Charlene Davis. Hello, Maria Monsalvo. Hello, I'm Jenny Fernandez.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Anitra Blau.
Good evening,
Anthony.
Graham. Nice to meet you all.
Hello, my name is Citra Zafar.
Okay, and we have Mohammed on the back, Ali.
Hi,
Everybody
yeah,
welcome.
Selena Grant is raising her hand.
Selena?
Selena, go ahead.
Sorry to.
Selena.
Selena.
You give it.
Yes,
Go ahead.
go
good
ahead.
evening, everyone.
Good
Sorry I'm
evening.
not there in person, but welcome to all the new members and to all who are attending. I wanted to, and I know Joanne, I think you've spoken about this before. We talk about the auto shops and how the cars are kind of almost triple parked. And I noticed yesterday that not only it's made it into one lane, but it also, the flatbed trucks that carry the cars were actually parked in that middle section where the stripes are there. And I believe that's used for emergency purposes, if I'm not mistaken, or
talking about
allows you to go around.
Selena, you're talking about Cropsey Avenue?
I'm talking
What's
about Neptune, from Neptune, around, I want to say 18th.
There is no
so-
18. 17th, no 18th,
There's no,
no 18th Street.
so Eddie, what block do you live on?
West, 19th Street.
Okay,
West
so,
19th.
so let's look at West 19th
Oh,
to, Stillwell Avenue.
Oh, that on Neptune
Right.
itself.
Right. So, the reason why I'm bringing it up because we know that on a good day, if it's like that, during the summer, we know that our streets are already congested. We're looking for ways to get in and out. And if it's like that, it's going to be a problem, especially when it's in that zone, where the stripe zone, where I know that that's used for vehicles, for emergencies to be able to go around. So maybe we can make note to that, to make sure that we can try to avoid it going forward for the holidays and upcoming summer.
Right, you got that? Okay, I have.
Thank you.
Thank you. West Sixth Street is ours, off McDonald. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not West Sixth Street, McDonald and Avenue Y. There's a yeshiva on one side and the tire place on the other.
That's Avenue C.
Yeah.
No, that's
I'm sorry,
Y.
Avenue Y,
Y.
yes,
Oh,
you're
is that us?
That's the sixth one.
Both sides of the street, it's the sixth
No,
one?
half of it is
The
us.
tire place is,
Tire place is us.
yeah, well, the tire place is the problem. They're double and triple parked
So you wouldn't.
out there, and then when the school is online to pick up, there's no way to get through. It's just impossible.
Is this the tire place on Avenue V?
No, and
No.
Avenue
Oh,
Y.
Okay.
Why?
Okay, 'cause that's another problem.
Yeah. And they do, I guess, work, so they have their tow trucks and their car trucks and everything is double and triple parked, and you go to make a right-hand turn down there. It's just an abomination. So please look into that. Anybody else have any
I
kind of?
just want to introduce Clifford. He comes all the way from the Bronx to visit us. Is the Bronx, right?
Yeah,
Comes all the way from the Bronx and he's at every meeting. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We adore him.
Just to give you guys some insight. DOT is gonna have a meeting on May the 21st, which is a Tuesday night.
it's my meeting.
You know what I mean? But it's at 6:30 at the aquarium.
It says,
They're going to be announcing or the kickoff of doing a transportation study for CB13. So they're going to look at all the problems in the area from Neptune Avenue to Coney Island Avenue and Brighton Beach Avenue to Brighton 11. Anything that you want to bring out at that time. It's an 18-month study. So don't feel that if you miss it now, you have 18 months to convey your problems, okay?
We've had the same problems for 22 years.
Well, like I said, it's a new study, new time.
Somebody's making money. Listen, I've lived with them for all these years and we go absolutely nowhere really quick.
Live with the triple cars too. And so.
Right, so,
Oh,
go ahead.
Towing, as we're talking about towing.
What about towing?
So how is the towing in the area for 6-0? Because we've been seeing pictures in the social media that you guys been doing a lot of towing. What is the update on that?
So we've lost our tow guy, Yazid Khatib.
He's now our new community affairs officer.
We have gone out and towed when we have a chance, when somebody sends us pictures and there's an ongoing issue. There was a community link team up with sanitation. The NCOs and community affairs was out there, Khatib was out there with them. And was it 27 cars or 37? Was it 37?
27.
27 cars, yeah, that were towed from various locations, complaint calls to 311. So if you see something, please call 311. That's the way to get attention. Keep calling 311. It gets on record. If it's not resolved and it keeps coming over, it's gonna be a chronic condition. And that raises eyebrows and it will get addressed. It's just unfortunately with everything that has to be done in this world, we don't always have, people
Yeah, but-
available to do those things immediately, but keep calling 311 with any issues that you have, okay? That's the best way to get the attention that you need.
Except that we had people that called 311, get a number, and in 10 minutes, they're told the case is closed and it's resolved, and the cars are still sitting.
Okay.
So who looks at it to close the case? I mean, then what do you do?
Repeat it again, like I
I
did.
do, yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
More
that's what I'm
311
trying,
jobs, the
yeah,
better.
right, because obviously it's not resolved and then it becomes a chronic location.
well, and then everybody has to spread the word, which I keep saying, you have to call 311 and keep a list of your complaint numbers. You know, Eddie, you want
You
this,
wanna talk about cannabis?
do I want to talk
Talk
about
it?
cannabis?
They're here.
Yeah, they're here, they're all over. I saw today something to the effect that they're making the law stricter.
Yeah.
But I don't see the sheriff's department or anybody here like they're all over the city. 11224 and 11235 is non-existent. So what do we do? Who do we go to?
Well, the senator wrote a letter, we're waiting for a response. So hopefully by an elected official stepping in, they will hear us, cries a little stronger. So we'll follow up, Eddie, with the senator's office to see, and then, and if they gotta respond. Joanne, not to interrupt you, but you have the DA's office online if you want to.
I can't see that. Who's there? Alex?
Alex.
Alex, you wanna
Alex,
say
please.
something? Go ahead, Alex.
Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Looks like the party's in person, so next time I will make sure to come down. Joanne, you mentioned marijuana, and from what I understand, again, these are not updates from my office, but it is something that we monitor closely, at least I do. The latest budget that the governor had signed into law has provisions in it that allow for local municipalities, including New York City, to enforce marijuana regulations, which would include the sale of it in the unlicensed stores. So, to my understanding, that burden will go to the New York City Sheriff's Department. The NYPD had not been given authority to do some of the things that were being talked about. For example, padlocking stores that continue to sell marijuana unlawfully or without a license, or continue to sell whatever else unlawfully. I heard reports of stores selling things like mushrooms and other paraphernalia that's not been approved by the state. So all of that is illegal, and it'll be up to the sheriff's office to take action. Those are the latest updates that I've read. Now,
Alex, I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
We had the illegals, they're popping up all over the place. Every time you turn around, there's another one. I have one now on Civil Avenue, right off the boardwalk where all the kids are going to the road. I mean, what do we do to get them to come down here and check? They're not legal, they're illegal. I mean, how do we get the sheriff's department down here to do what they're supposed to do?
Well, I know some precincts have had success. So I'm talking about local PD precincts have had success in notifying the sheriff's department, where they would come down and assist in doing an inspection. I'm not sure at what point in time they have the authority to padlock, but they do. The way the process works is it first starts with an inspection. From what I understand, they will confiscate any illegal wares that they find inside the store. So reaching out to the sheriff's department, as I said, if you know, from what I'm hearing, there are neighborhoods that have had success in going through their local police departments that do have the relationships with the sheriff's office.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
And that is a suggestion. I'm not saying that you have to go that route. You know, you are welcome to reach out to the sheriff's department, to the sheriff's office directly. If you have elected officials that want to see if they can help expedite an inspection, you know, they can reach out as well.
Okay, I'm gonna have to bring it up at the council. I don't know what we're gonna do. The other problem is the vendors. Everybody knows, and for you, those who don't know, the council did a letter up to the mayor and his associates on the illegal vendors. It was co-signed by Lucy, the president of Brighton Beach Bid, and the head of the alliance. I never got a response, ever. We sent it the last time, and I finally got a response last week from Anastasia. Sorry for the delay. We're working on the response. That's it. So right now, I have no idea. I watched tonight, the vendors come off the boardwalk with their carts piled to here. And on this corner, they're waiting for a pickup. So somebody comes along the street and just picks them up. And so they're very well organized. And I don't know what we're gonna do. Because we don't have the right to move them, right?
I mean, we could ask them to move, but the authority is sanitation,
Is it still sanitation?
still sanitation. And tap on the boardwalk on their property. Police,
Dirty
Parks
word.
Enforcement, police.
Well, same way they're all over Mermaid.
Yeah, well, when I wrote the letter, you remember, I specified Coney Island and Brighton Beach, because it's one and the same. They're all over the streets, they're all over the place. And, this summer, I'm hearing is supposed to be very, very hot summer. And I think we're gonna have a major problem. So somewhere, we're gonna have to make a connection, or either that, or do a lot of yelling and screaming.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that the beach days are gonna be longer this year. Is that true? And how would that affect you guys with your officers up there? They're gonna be extended to
Summer
to remain?
detail?
Yes.
Well, that'll have to be our admin lieutenant reaching out to operations and extending.
They're talking about keeping it open till October.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I read
If
somewhere.
that should happen, then
Yes,
I would only assume that. they
they'll
would
have
be
common
kept,
sense.
Then they
Okay.
would,
That
yeah,
was-
I
well,
would hope.
Well, we know how we feel about assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I know they're talking about opening it up from June now until October.
Yeah.
And-
When they have, lifeguard, after they have a problem now, after the kids go back to college. In the middle of August, what are they doing between the middle of August and the end of October?
And right now, half the beaches closed all summer anyway, because there's no lifeguards, so that would be prepared for emergency calls, God forbid. I have here tonight, a crime prevention officer. We have a lot of fraud going on in the area, not just here, but it's citywide. I was at a meeting, I don't know, months ago, where they wiped out everybody's EBT card. And obviously, it looks like it came from one supermarket, but this whole section, everybody's card was wiped out. They got a full card, they went to use it, it was gone. So,
So basically, whenever you're using one of the card readers at a store or even an ATM machine, it's always good to take a look at the card reader and pull on it a little bit, because what they do is they use double-sided tape and it basically looks exactly like that card reader that you put in the ATM, your ATM card in. They just put it right over it. It's a cover, they put right over it. And once you put your ATM card in, they're able to steal your information. They don't even need your card, because they could just make a duplicate card, because the computer's stealing your information. So like I said, whenever you're in the convenience store, or whatever you're shopping, or gas station, ATM machine at the bank, pull on it a little bit, and it will come right off if there is a card reader that they're trying to steal your
So I
information.
have a question with that. I'm sorry to interrupt you while you were talking. I have a question. So you're saying the card reader. So I personally don't like using the tap function. Would that prevent it if you use the tap more frequent, because now you're not swiping your card?
You could prevent it, but also you have to worry about, say they also install cameras too, where they put the camera right there. So it's always good when you're putting your pin in, to like use your other hand to cover, to cover the pin.
Right, but I was speaking of the tap function. You sometimes, when you tap, sometimes you don't need to
Is
use
it
your pin.
100%? I'm not gonna say.
No, of course not,
Right.
but would it be
I
more
think it would be-
beneficial?
I think it would be, yeah.
I think
absolutely.
so. Yeah,
Absolutely.
the skimmers, they look exactly like the just like the card reader. It's very slim.
Mm-hmm.
It goes right over, fits right over, and it's made for every single
They can put
card
it
reader
on
that
so
there is.
easily.
There's a skimmer that goes right on top of every single type of, it's right, it's just a little plastic device, even at the gas.
Even at the gas
I always tug it, whenever I say, yeah.
Especially the
Thank you.
gas station.
Oh, I can do it.
That's why we always recommend using a bank. Don't use an ATM machine that's outside that no one's paying attention to, or a convenience store that's all the way in the corner that the owner's really not paying attention to. The banks are usually supposed to check them every morning. They're supposed to. Do they do it? I don't know, but they're supposed to. Also, like I said, it's very easy, and they have the cameras where people are watching. But sometimes, this guy puts it on so easily, it takes
I
2
always-
seconds.
I always do that when I go to the bank. I always,
Yeah, no,
that,
it's great.
but at the gas station, it's like an insert. It's not a, there's no,
Anything protruding?
there's nothing protruding.
Yeah.
It's just an insert. At the BP, I know that I use.
Right. I wouldn't put past anybody to make some device
They
that
could,
could
believe me, they're always
Something like that.
thinking of something.
We haven't, dealt with that as far as notifications or emails. or stuff
Also-
that we got, but yeah.
Also, be careful when you get text messages from say Capital One Bank, Chase Bank, they say, oh, you need to update your information, your account's frozen. Before you know it, you're putting your social security, you're giving them your social security number, you're giving them your credit card information. Now they have your credit card information that they didn't have before. So be careful. I got that text message. I don't even have Chase Bank.
Yeah, right. I
know,
get
I
See,
that.
they send millions and millions of texts.
You mentioning that,
Eventually, someone's,
I was watching
do.
something, I don't know who was on Facebook or whatever, who the heck knows, I watch everything. And it said, if you receive those, 99.9 times there are misspelled words on there, and that's how you can
Oh,
figure
yeah.
it out. So like UPPS is no such existing. so-
Even if there wasn't.
Even if there
Right, you gotta
wasn't,
be
We want you to call
call, then
your
take your card.
institution.
Right, no, I'm just saying, that's another way to iron it.
No,
I
that's
open
correct.
it,
No, you're 100%
I mean,
right.
I don't open
But
that.
if you ever get that text and you do have Capital One Bank or Chase Bank.
Right, then
take-
you call your, right,
Take your card out and call that number on the back.
right,
That's the best way.
That's the best.
okay.
Well, yeah, because I had,
Fraud department. Fraud department.
you gotta be careful with,
Go inside of the bank.
It's called spoofing.
oh yeah, with debit cards. My,
They spoof the NYPD as well.
okay,
Really, what
yeah.
is it called? I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Spoofing. They could say, they
Excuse
could take
me.
they could take any phone number and it could say IRS is calling you. Or they could say the 60 precinct is calling you.
Oh, yes, I've seen that,
Security, yeah.
I've seen that.
We know a lot of people that use that for many reasons.
Right, it will say on your caller ID that the 60 precinct's calling, but obviously they're not. They
I'm
say,
sorry.
oh, there's a warrant out for your arrest. You know what, give
Again?
us,
Yeah, yeah.
$1,000 in a gift card and we'll squash it.
Now, yeah.
I had my debit card hacked and I went to the bank and she said to me very point blank, she said, do not ever use a debit card in any store, anywhere. If you need the cash, you come to the bank, take it out, take the cash and pay cash, or pay with a credit card. Because if they hack your credit card, it's that one card and that's easy to take care of. If they hack your debit card is linked into all your accounts.
Oh.
See, mine I caught fast enough before they had a chance to link into my other accounts. But because I know somebody that lost $4,000 that way, of course,
Cool.
the bank eventually gave it back. But that's what happened with the debit card, because once they hack that, they have access to everything. A credit card is the one card, you take care of it and that's it. So just,
And at least your credit card company will usually fight it, you can
Yeah.
dispute it.
right.
And same thing with cell phones, be careful, say a kid asks you, oh, my phone died, I have to call my mom. Don't give anybody your phone, cause all your everything is on your phone, all your private stuff, your bank accounts, These kids are so savvy with the phone, they could take, say if you have Zelle, they could transfer that money from your account to their account.
I work for the
You know,
city, I have
so-
no money. Any other questions?
Do we have
on that?
any questions from up there? Do we have any questions from down here? Anybody have any
Newbies.
Anybody?
up.
Oh, wait, we got Mark, Mark,
All right.
Go ahead, Mark.
Mark.
unmute Mark.
Oh, we have Miss Carter.
What?
Okay,
Miss
I had
Davis.
I don't know if where 311 wouldn't take the call. On Brighton 11th Street, there's a new hand car wash, number 14. And the sidewalk and everything is their regular parking to the point that it's very hard to get past them. And they get very, up and in your face to try to walk past them,
Yeah.
where you're stuck walking across the street or in the street to get past them. I don't know if 311, you call 311, the car will be gone, there'll be the next car. It's just a regular thing that they park outside of that. I think it's called bay wash.
That are being washed, they park them and while they're drying them or whatever, or they're giving it
No,
to.
there's one or two I've seen many times. I assume it's one of the owners.
Okay.
There's a McLaren, if you're into cars. There's a
Gotcha.
McLaren F1 black that's always out front. But otherwise, it's a rotating number of vehicles that'll just be there
Excuse me,
blocking.
They're quiet.
Continue to call 311 whenever you see that, and then email me a picture or text me a picture. You have my
Yeah, okay.
work phone number. Email me a picture, and when my traffic guys are out there, they will certainly get a summons.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
Davis.
There's a very big issue on Bayview and 33rd, where the B-74 bus and the B-36 bus comes right by my home.
Right.
The sand is out so much until the cars that are coming one way have to wait if the bus is coming. And even if a regular car is coming, two cars cannot pass like this. They gotta wait.
That has to,
And
that
we
has
already
to,
had a major accident over there where a guy was
has to go to
speeding
Parks.
and he hit the sand.
Fox is out there all
and
the
he hit
time doing it.
cars on the
No.
opposite side and messed up 3 cars over there. We have called plenty of times and made complaints in the neighborhood and stuff, and we were told at one point that it was the Parks department.
Yeah, it is. That's it. It is Parks.
And then one of their machines that pushes the sand was out of service. So they actually just went around recently and pushed the sand back and said, "Oh, no, it cleans up."
Well, that's their excuse this week.
It's a big issue.
You have to get used to me. I just,
It's a one-way street.
It's like a sand mountain that they just built back there. It's not a two-way street, because I walk back there. all the
Right,
time.
we've sent Parks over there several times and they claim they clean it and that the sand blows back in. We can call them again and we're gonna call them again the next day and next day. That's the best we can do. We just have to trust that they're doing what they're supposed to do. We could only apologize for the inconvenience, but we're doing what we have to do on our end.
Is there not some way they could build a wall or something?
Speak to your councilman. Seriously, we can talk to our elected officials to see if there's a way that they can budget it into their, you have, what is that thing called coming up now? The,
discretionary funds?
discretionary funds. They're asking people, what would you like to do with those funds? And you can list it on there. Yes.
Because also they do the driver's test down there. Where
Mhm,
the cars are
mhm,
having to
mhm.
take, you know,
Mhm.
to get their licenses and stuff, and a
Mhm.
lot of people are failing because they're going over and.
No, I don't think that's the reason they feel it.
And they're failing their road tests and stuff.
I don't think that's the reason they feel it.
Ms. Grant,
If I may, I just want to add on to, I don't necessarily think there's a wall as much as it is maybe the burlap and things that are placed there to prevent it from coming down, because we've been talking about this for years. We've been going over it for years. The wall, I don't think is, in my opinion, because I live over there also, is not necessary as much as it is a preventive measure, like they have the burlap and they keep it confined. And maybe periodically, instead of waiting for phone calls to come through, periodically come and make a sweep through, because it is based on the weather and based on the wind factor. And they'll clean it up one day, because I've seen them clean up, and then you come back like a day or two later and it's back out there. So we do need something to prevent it, but opposed to a wall, maybe like they do for other areas. If you look around other areas, it's like burlap or something to that degree that they use to prevent it from coming over.
Okay. Well, Eddie, you mentioned it to Parks at the next district cabinet meeting? Okay.
Any
Someone
other?
has a question.
I think that also was in the response to Sandy. So the sand was pushed to a certain level as to protect the homes that are in that area as well. So, yeah, it is a wall of
No,
sand.
let's not, I gotta do a test. Let's get this one.
With my dog, it's a lot of the.
Gotta stay here and
itself that
be on the
pushes.
computer.
We've had very strong winds in the past couple of months that blow the sand onto the street, so. I
Who's
understand
talking?
it's-
A new
it's
board
not
member,
just
Taj.
there,
A new
but
board
at
member,
the same
Taj.
time, it's also an environmental thing.
He's actually been
So
coming to a lot of
maybe
meetings.
The suggestion to talk to the local council member to possibly see if there are funds that are available to possibly implement the wall might be the best possible resolve, but it'll go over the wall too.
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
it blows, there's nothing that we can do to control the direction that the sand flows. It's gonna flow regardless. That's a fact. I mean, that you got air coming off of the bay that stretches from the bay that goes to the ocean. It's gonna go. And there's nothing that we will be, buried 6 feet under. It'll still be doing what it does. That's just what the environment does in Coney Island. So.
Thank you. Any other questions, issues? None?
Meeting adjourned.
Nothing from the screen?
Someone said, how safe is mailing checks in public mailbox?
Oh. I got an alert, I got a notice do not put your mail in the blue boxes in the street. Chris, do you know anything about that?
What you could do is, when you can look what time the mailman's gonna pick up the mail and put it in around then, you don't want it to stay there too long. Or just give it to the mailman. What happened was, there's people actually robbing the mailman, UPS workers for their keys. And then once they have that key, it's a master
Could
key
have
and
all my
it opens
bills.
up all the. So, yeah, you have to be careful. with
But they also go into the box itself, that's, what is it called, I switch it, yeah, with the sticks and they just
Right, they
pull
could
your
do
mail
that.
out.
They could do that. I mean, that's been going on for a while, or like I said, they have the key.
Yeah, but I had gotten some sort of an alert or something that we not use the blue mailboxes in the street for that
If you
reason.
could find one. You
Yeah,
only,
yeah,
there's only
right.
one on Mermaid, on next to Sneaker Town and the other one next to the.
I don't know,
post office.
my building has we have
Private.
in-house.
Yeah, that's
mail
different.
slots, I guess that's what, most of the new buildings do, but if not, you have to go to the post office, which in itself is another
Yeah,
experience.
let's not talk about that.
That's why I wait to go to Long Island. Yeah, I do,
That's a shame.
I do. Do we have anything else? Any other questions? You finished?
Motion.
Yeah. Just so you know, just putting on my other hat, May 21st will be the police, the 60th Precinct Council meeting at the church on West 8th Street. Please, all are welcome. Please come down. It's very interesting. So, and if you have any complaints, any issues that the committee has, please contact me or contact Robin and we will get the message through. Okay?
Is that DOT meeting on the 21st?
Yes.
Yes.
6:30.
Is it open at all?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
it's open to.
So they're both this, one is.
Yeah,
6:30,
this one is
other
actually open to all because they publicized it.
Well,
Some things are closed.
well, unfortunately, it's the same night as the
I
council
see.
meeting and I can't change it because I have to go with the inspector's schedule. So, that being said, anybody who feels they want to go to the other meeting, by all means, do so. I won't tell you not to. And on that note,
Trying to find something.
right, do we have anything under old business? Anything under new business?
Meeting adjourned. I got.
That's it, meeting's adjourned. Thank you all for
Second it.
coming.
I second it, I second it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.